So next slide is discussing how much luck should be present in a war game, and it's basically just a ordinary bell curve. Right in the center is 50-50, and then you have absolutely no luck and nothing but luck on the sides, and like nobody voted for those. The majority is clearly 50-50, where there is some luck, but not so much that it's all luck.
This was really this surprised me because I thought people would be on the side of absolutely no luck and I want to have everything figured out. But obviously that's probably more of the competitive mentality, like the truly competitive mentality. I think it's healthy. You know, these games, like it or not, despite all your army building, doing the army lists and selecting the cool units and tactical awareness and moving correctly and knowing your timings and knowing the rules, there will always be an element of luck with the dice rolling and some card abilities that interact with other card abilities or stuff like that. So I'm actually surprised and pleasantly surprised that people actually embrace some of the luck aspect to these games.
Well, and as a creator, you realize, well, okay, so if my player wants to win, and they build their list and everything, but as far as the way that the game is played, most of these are going. We're talking about miniature war games, so there is an element of combat that is involved, and there's no way to simulate my guy shoots at your guy, and we got all the weather conditions and all the other modifiers. What is the likelihood that this guy is going to hit this other enemy? And then you got skills, you've got ranges, you've got a lot of factors to put in, and a lot of this usually gets lumped together into game mechanics of modifiers and then just dice, and then the dice results. And there's not really another easier way to handle that, I think, as a developer, because you're limited on how do you quantify the skill of this space marine shooting at this Necron warrior, and you can say what their upbringing should be, but the individual, like, you get into so deep into the weeds so fast that it's easier to just be like, dice resolves this issue. And whenever you're using dice or you're using a deck system, there's going to be luck and randomness that you can't possibly plan for no matter what you do. And that's just the way that we've kind of, as an industry, have understood and just accepted. This is how you play these games. If we did things where it was 100% this guy will hit in these situations, I think the rule books would have to be so much thicker, because you'd have to have all these different scenarios that would decide, okay, as long as the Space Marine is at this elevation shooting at a Necron at this elevation, and there's this many pieces of terrain, you'll hit 100% of the time in these conditions. And then it gets crazy. So you have to have dice. And if you have dice, you have random. You have luck, no matter what, to an extent.
And it would become boring,
Oh, yeah.
It's all there's little to no luck involved. So in specific outcomes, and if you played your cards correctly, like, you always know exactly what is going to happen. There is no tension, there is no unpredictability. So definitely an element of luck is actually one of the crucial aspects of a lot of these games, particularly card games. Um, and managing the amount of luck that is involved in game mechanics and overall game design is actually an art unto itself, and can mean the difference between a game that is rewarding for players and a game that is frustrating for players.
Right. And I think the way to mitigate the damage, or I guess the punishment for the person who was on the receiving end of that good luck for the attacker, is damage values, modifiers, maybe a mechanic where you have an armor or a save value, energy shields. You have other ways to sort of give you the impression that your guy isn't just getting blasted and he's just dead. That there's things that you can sort of do or plan for to have kind of counters. You can have medics on the field, or repair drones, or whatever element that your game has, to sort of give players other things to do to respond to the bad luck, in their case, of taking damage, other than just, well, you lost.
I feel that's one of the reasons why the whole wounding thing in Warhammer actually exists, because yeah, you're rolling to hit, yeah, now you hit, but then you have to roll if you actually wound the figure or not, and many times you hit but you didn't wound them, so
Right.
effectively the hit didn't mean anything, and it's sort of a safe roll, and that's a way to like give there's still unpredictability, but you're giving the players the tools to deal with it, sort of.
Right.